Hello everyone and welcome back to Talk Helen. I'm Helen and today we're talking about something that most English learners never realise. Because when people struggle with English, they usually blame the wrong things.
Thanks, Helen. And honestly, I think habits are one of the most overlooked parts of language learning.
Absolutely, because improving your English isn't always about learning something new. Sometimes it's about stopping something that's hurting your progress. And today we're going to look at 5 habits that hold learners back more than almost anything else. Let's begin.
I'm ready. Let's jump into the first habit.
Let's start with the biggest one. Translating everything in your head. Millions of learners do this. Imagine somebody asks, "What did you do yesterday?" Instead of answering, your brain goes native language to English translation, grammar check, vocabulary search, then speaking. By the time you're ready, the conversation has already moved on.
I think that's probably one of the most common struggles learners face.
Exactly. Translation is slow because you're forcing your brain to complete extra steps every time you speak. Imagine driving, but stopping at every intersection to check a map. That's what translation does. It's useful as a beginner, but eventually you need to build direct English connections. When you hear coffee, you should picture coffee, not translate it. Fluent speakers think in English patterns, not translations.
So the sooner you build those connections, the faster your English improves.
Habit number 2. Waiting until your English is perfect. Many learners say, "I'll start speaking when my grammar improves or when I feel confident." But that day never comes. Confidence isn't something that appears before speaking. It appears because of speaking. Like riding a bike, you only get confident by doing it.
So confidence is a result, not a requirement.
Exactly. That's one of the biggest mindset shifts learners can make. The learners who improve fastest aren't the ones who wait. They're the ones who start speaking before they feel ready and make mistakes. That's why they improve.
Making mistakes is part of the process, not something to avoid.
Habit number 3. Studying more than speaking. Imagine 2 learners. One studies grammar and vocabulary for hours, barely speaks. The other studies less but speaks English daily. Who becomes a better speaker? Usually the one who practices speaking. Speaking is a skill, and skills improve through practice.
It's like reading about basketball versus actually playing. You have to practice speaking, not just study.
Habit 4. Focusing too much on mistakes. Imagine a 10-minute conversation. 9 minutes go well, but you make one grammar mistake. Many learners obsess over that mistake for hours, ignoring all that went right. Your brain starts associating English with failure instead of success.
So fluent speakers focus on what worked after a conversation, not just what went wrong. That way, you build confidence.
Exactly. Recognizing wins builds confidence. Mistakes matter. But if all you notice are mistakes, your confidence suffers. Confidence matters a lot for fluency.
It's about balancing what you need to improve with celebrating what you did well.
Habit 5. Using English only during study time. Many learners only use English in class, during lessons or exercises. Then English disappears from daily life. But fluent speakers bring English into their daily routines, describing their morning, naming things around them, or watching content in English.
That's when real progress begins, because language grows through exposure and daily use.
People often think fluent speakers must be smarter, or have better memory, or special talent. Sometimes that's true, but usually the difference is simpler. better habits. They speak more, translate less, practice consistently, accept mistakes, and use English daily.
So small habits, repeated over time, create huge results.
Let's imagine two learners, both starting at the same level and equally intelligent. Learner A studies grammar every day, rarely speaks, waits for confidence, avoids mistakes, and translates constantly. Learner B speaks every day, accepts mistakes, practices naturally, uses English outside study sessions, and focuses on communication. 1 year later, who sounds more fluent? Usually learner B.
Not because learner B learned more rules, but because they built better habits.
Instead of translating everything, try thinking in simple English. Instead of waiting to feel ready, start speaking today. Instead of only studying, study and speak. Instead of obsessing over mistakes, celebrate progress. Instead of using English only in lessons, use it throughout your day. Small changes, huge impact.
Those practical shifts make a big difference over time.
Fluency isn't built through giant breakthroughs. It's built through tiny habits, repeated consistently. Like brushing your teeth, one day doesn't change much, but years of consistency create results. English works the same way.
I think that's encouraging, because habits feel manageable.
Exactly. You don't need to become a completely different person tomorrow. You don't need to study 10 hours a day. You don't need perfect grammar or a perfect accent. Sometimes all you need is one better habit, then another, and suddenly your English starts moving forward again.
It's about making small improvements, one habit at a time.
The truth is, most learners don't have an English problem. They have a habit problem. And that's actually good news, because habits can change. You can stop translating, start speaking sooner, focus less on mistakes, and use English every day. When habits change, your English changes too.
So take a moment and ask yourself, which of these habits is holding me back? Start with one. Fix that habit first.
Fluency isn't created by doing everything perfectly. It's created by making small improvements consistently, one habit, one conversation, one day at a time. And before you know it, you'll look back and realize how far you've come. I'll see you in the next episode of Talk Helen. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep building the habits that make fluency possible.
Thank you, Helen. And thank you to everyone listening. Good luck building your new habits.